But wearing a mask doesn't protect yourself. It protects everyone around you. And the Queen is not
Well,
in contact with anyone who could have coronavirus. So she's fine.
Well, look, Dan, I just want to congratulate you on graduating as a Doctor of Epidemiology. I didn't realize you'd done that so recently, so well done. Look, all the scientists, all the experts, they say that face masks are good for you. When Boris Johnson was first seen wearing a face covering and the rest of his cabinet, when even Donald Trump started wearing them, that was a big signal to the people in those countries that we have to wear it to look after ourselves and for each other. And the
So we
single
want to
biggest
use the Queen in her 90s as some sort of pro-mask propaganda tool.
You know what? If we can't unite against a common enemy that could kill any one of us, then my God, humanity is in a bad place. The truth is that not only did this put the Queen at risk, but the Queen let Britain down today when she failed to wear a mask, because she could have
How
shown us
dare
all how
you?
to look after
How
each other.
dare you, Benjamin? She is 94 years old.
And high risk.
She may have a reason she didn't wear a mask. Do you know about her health issues, for example? I mean, I don't, but she could be exempt.
Well, look, what we know is that she's at more risk, and the people around her are at more risk when they don't wear masks. And look,
They all tested negative for coronavirus. All 48 people, and she's social distance, and it was outside, man. Do you go for a walk in the park with a mask on?
Yes, I do sometimes. I did earlier.
God.
Because it's good to be careful. And the truth is
Benjamin.
that what we know, Dan, what we know is that some of the tests aren't completely accurate. Mike Graham, your colleague, was arguing this passionately just a few hours ago. And so if any one of those people had had an incorrect negative test, that puts her at serious risk.
Benjamin, I'm not anti-masks. I'm pro-common sense. No. I wear a mask in public transport. I wear my masks in taxis. I follow all of the legal guidelines. The Queen, our head of state, 94 years old, was outside in a building that only had one side. She was in a marquee, and she was surrounded by people who had all tested negative for COVID-19 and were all keeping a good distance from her, more than 2 meters in most cases. I just think it's totally outrageous that you have decided to criticize our great leader who has done so much for the country over these past 6 months.
Look, I'm not a Republican, but you seem to want to live in North Korea, not a constitutional monarchy, the way you talk about the Queen. It's completely absurd. And the irony of this, Dan, is that a few months ago, you would have praised the Queen, I'm sure, strongly when she gave that message to the nation.
Yes, I did.
When people were struggling to isolate.
I thought it was beautiful.
So the hypocrisy that you got that she was a figurehead then, but not today. The only difference is that you have a different opinion on face masks, not that the Queen.
No. I don't have a different opinion on face masks. I support the wearing of face masks. I just don't feel like we should be forcing our 94-year-old monarch into one.
But do you not accept that if she'd worn that face mask in a beautiful pink to match her beautiful outfit, that would have sent a strong message that we need to wear them to look after each other's safety?
I'm actually sick of people like you telling everyone else what to do. She chose not to wear a mask. You don't know the reasons why. She didn't break any laws. Buckingham Palace considered everything. They got everyone tested and it was all safe. And people like you and Omid Scobie, who are all pro Meghan and Harry, want to slag off the Queen.
Do you know what? It's got nothing to do with Meghan Markle, though I'm sure she'd wear a mask when she went out and about. She's been photographed in one. And
there
look, the truth is...
There you go.
You made it about Meghan Markle, Dan. You're obsessed with that woman. I mean, honestly, she's living rent-free in your head by the sounds of it.
The point that I was making, Benjamin, is that Omid Scobie, who is very well known to be the mouthpiece for Harry and Meghan, slagged off the Queen as well today. That's the point that I'm making.
I don't think acknowledging that people make mistakes is slagging off. I think it's a good thing to say.
The Queen didn't make a mistake, mate. She didn't make a mistake. She did everything right.
And the timing is strange because the rate of the virus is rising. Much of the country is being put back into sections of lockdown. So was it really the right time for her to do a public engagement when the rest of us are being told to stay inside?
So you want to lock the poor woman away, do you, Benjamin?
I want her to be safe.
Keep her locked up for over a year so the public can't see the Queen. Do you know what, Benjamin? There's a way to do things safely. And I will tell you, that appearance today, and I'm just watching it now, she was actually meters away from anyone. That appearance today will lift the spirits of the nation. And you should be ashamed for putting down this 94-year-old woman. Oh, Benjamin, how dare you?
Really? Would you not feel guilty if she got unwell? You'd regret this terribly. It would age badly.
Oh, Benjamin, how dare you? I'm sorry. If the Queen were to contract coronavirus, there are so many ways that it could happen. And I do not believe, and I bet you most 90-year-olds would agree with me, that locking them away in perpetuity is not what they want to do. This is a woman who lived through World War II, for God's sake. She took all of the precautions required, and she got out there to see her public for the first time in 7 months. And I think you should be supporting her and cheering her on instead of trying to slag her off.
And I think you should be protecting her health and the health of other 90-year-olds by wearing a face mask and acting responsibly.
I do wear one, but I just don't want to force the Queen into one if she chooses not to, and if all of the precautions have been taken. We're not an authoritarian state. You're the one that mentioned North Korea, but you seem to want to force people to do things. I trust her.
You seem to think that it's wrong to criticise the Queen in any way. That's a nonsense. I think most people listening to this think it's the home of free speech, and you should be able to say what you want about anyone, including Her Majesty.
Hence why you're on. And I've criticised various members of the royal family in the past, including the Queen, by the way. But I do not think she deserves to be criticised for this. But it is the home of free speech, Benjamin, and that's why you were here.